Hey, so today I'm reviewing this awesome Koolertron device for balancing your camera when you're moving. Apologies, I'm recording this on my mobile phone because, as you can see, my camera is on it. So what you have is two plates. So if you look, this plate here, which is on the camera, if you loosen that, your camera can slide forwards and backwards. And then this plate here can slide left and right. So what you've got that for is so that you can move your camera around and around until the centre of balance of your camera is directly above the pole. And what you need to do is get your camera perfectly balanced so that this always hangs completely vertically, and it takes time. It takes a long time to get that balance perfect. So you could be spending half an hour just tweaking it, and the idea is to make sure your camera has the exact weight it will have when you're shooting. So if your lens zooms in and out when you turn it on, make sure that it's turned on and that it's at the focal length you want. Make sure you've taken your strap off so that it doesn't wobble around. Make sure your screen is at the angle you want it. Make sure your battery's in. Make sure you've not got a lens cap on. All of those things will make a difference. So you need your camera perfectly set before you start balancing. Anything changes, you've got to change everything else. And make sure you also make a note of what you end up with. So what I've got here should be a pretty well balanced camera. So you can see as I hold this, I have to make my camera all settle. There you go. And now it hangs really straight. And I can move around. Now, I've been incredibly impressed with this. I own a DJI Osmo Plus, which is a machine with a camera built in designed to be able to move like this incredibly smoothly, and I'm not getting shots as good as when I use this. I've taken this for a walk around my house, I've moved around my garden with it. I was going to shoot this outside, but it's raining right now so I can't. All in all, I've got to say I'm very, very impressed with this. I mean, look at that movement, that's incredible. Now, just to show you how important balance is, if I were to, say, undo this and just move the camera forward, so you can see it's at like 0.3 now. If I were to move my camera forward just a fraction, so if I make sure I'm focused. Okay, so if I just move it forward that much, so it's almost exactly 1 millimetre, that's all. Now when I hold it, okay, you can see it's starting to lean forward slightly. And if I move it forwards ever so slightly more. So we're not talking big amounts, just a little. So that's 2 millimetres off, and it's got a big lean. And you have to have the patience to set it properly. So once it's set, let's try going back roughly 2 mil, see how close I get. Once it's set, you'll have incredibly smooth footage, but you do need to set it properly, because if you don't, then the camera's always going to be rocking and you'll get this strange feeling to your footage. So make sure you balance it properly. Make sure you weight it correctly as well. So it's tempting when they come with a lot of weights to put all the weights on, and that means when you turn it sideways, your camera just goes bang, straight down here. And that's not actually what you want. You want something where the camera is fairly closely balanced, so it just glides down again, so that you've got a nice slow return to base. So it's that kind of speed that you want. You don't want it to be whooshing straight down. The idea isn't to have it so heavy at the base that it can't possibly rock. That's not good balance. You want it to be able to have this gentle movement so it can always just find its balance, and then you've got a really nice smooth movement. I see I haven't quite reset the camera well enough. I need to move it back a tiny bit more. So if I push that back, ooh, I've probably gone too far. Let's try that. And it's just a game of taking your time, trial and error. That looks straight to me. Don't know about you, compare it to the door, that looks good. So once you've got that set, then off you go, and you can get some fantastic footage. It's good to have one finger just about here, just so that if you move like this, you can choose whether to just let a little bit of grip happen with your finger to turn the camera around or not, and then you can move around and keep the camera pointing in the same direction. So just a tiny bit of friction you can add with the finger, top or bottom, doesn't really matter, just to make those moves graceful. I'm incredibly impressed with this. I think it's a brilliant price. The bearings are smooth as I've ever felt, totally silent as well. I think this is an incredible purchase.